reviewing the news, pop culture, video games, movies, and shoes. Quincy and Justin with a nerdy forecast. So stay a while and welcome to the Ugly Mugs Podcast.
Welcome to the Ugly Mugs Podcast. I'm your host, Justin.
I'm your other host, Quincy.
It's hot outside.
Yeah, there's a heat warning for the next couple of days.
Yeah, Friday is supposed to hit over 100. Saturday's
I
gonna
love
hit.
yeah.
Oh no, no. Well, hopefully you enjoy your time away from this wretched place.
Yeah, instead of going to a place that's gonna have thunderstorms and still be in the 80s.
Yeah, that would be a strange collaboration. And if it picks up a low current, then all of a sudden you have a tornado. So, I don't know.
Well, I don't think I'd worry about that. It's Florida.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Drinking anything special, Q?
I just got a Starbucks K-Cup. Getting my daily dose of microplastics.
Yeah, microplastics. As for me, I'm going the metallic route by having a can of zero sugar 7-Up.
Did you see that post about they wanted to do a study to see about like how microplastics interact with like certain things, but they can't find a group of people with no microplastics in them to do the study?
I mean, we grew up with the blacktop where that stuff would melt into our skin and then like it would just kind of be there for a long ass time and it would just ingrain itself within our flesh.
Everything we have is wrapped in some form of plastic or something like that, you know. I'm not worried about it.
This bottle of
figured there's going to be shit that's going to kill me. It's probably not going to be microplastic. But I understand people are concerned. It was a really interesting article, though, where they're like, we can't figure out how to do this because we can't find anyone that doesn't already have it.
It worries me, but I get it.
Oh, yeah. Your background is glitchy on stream. What the fuck?
Yeah, it wants to... So, for those who aren't in the Twitch stream, I have the Doom the Dark Ages active background thanks to Wallpaper Engine. And it runs at a stern 60 frames, but the stream wants to cut it down to 25 frames, even though it's running at 60 frames altogether. I don't understand it, but good news, we're not going to be on this for too long. It shows everything else at 60 frames, so it's just Wallpaper Engine and OBS not getting along.
Yeah, that's weird.
Before we get into the Humble Bundle, I guess I'll talk about the Outlier. Boom! Over at my Steam store, they are having Tiny Build Connect, where they talk about a whole bunch of indie games that are being published through Tiny Build. May 26th through June 2nd, they are holding a bunch of publisher sales and whatnots, and featuring a couple playtests for Hello Neighbor 3, Train Fort, Ferocious, and Hosey, the cozy hovel-style game. You know what? I've always enjoyed Tiny Build games. I have a bunch of them on my library as is. Not in this one, but on a couple others. I also have that Kingmakers one that's coming soon, where you play a guy with a gun going through medieval times. That seems like it's going to be some fun time. But
yeah, that does sound fun.
But definitely go and check out this sale if you happen to be a fan of indie developers pushing out some really good games. GOG was holding a sale where I got like Graveyard Keeper and Spider Heck.
I have Graveyard Keeper on Xbox. I'm really bad at it.
It's a management game you don't expect to be bad at, but you're not supposed to be good at it either. So
I'm also bad at Stardew Valley. So
Stardew is more.
It's the same game.
It's the same game, but learning seasons is a little off. I also Lovely Planet. Lovely Planet is a good time wasty game if you got like a half hour you just want to burn away. Minimize this. Bring up this over on the good ol' Humble. We have Badass Brawlers, a game that I will continuously yell about is River City Girls. Luckily, this one gives you River City Girls and River City Girls 2 for $16, as well as Dawn of the Monsters, where you play as a kaiju through a city street and beat up other kaiju. Very Rampage-ish, but with a little bit of Super Sentai also. Young Souls, I played a little bit of this when it just hit Game Pass, and it's a little bit different than your average beat 'em up style game. I recommend it because of its really good looking animation. I should get back into this one. Definitely. Final Vendetta, if you like Streets of Rage, this one definitely has that Streets of Rage feel. Almost 1 for 1 for Streets of Rage. Full Metal Furies, a really pixelated version of Streets of Rage, more weaponized and roguelite. And Double Dragon Neon, for those who enjoy the old Double Dragon games but want a new twist on it. With Billy and Jimmy, not Bimmy and Jimmy. Yes. Did you know about Bimmy and Jimmy, the typo for Double Dragon 2?
I did not know.
Yeah, they messed up on their names. And this one helps out. Special
You can
effects.
see something like that in the original Amazing Fantasy 15. I don't remember if it's Amazing Fantasy 15 or if it's Spider-Man issue number 1, but they screw up his name.
Really? Damn.
Yeah.
Proofreading, people. Proofreading. This charity helps out Special Effect, and it is a UK-based charity dedicated to helping all people with disabilities enjoy video games, from injured soldiers to young disabled people who can't play any other way. This one has been rapidly growing over the entirety of things. I've seen this one in hospitals. I've seen its sticker on the back of bumper stickers and so on and so forth. This one is one of the very few that I see out and about. So go ahead and
real quick. So it's Amazing Spider-Man number 1, Spider-Man versus the Chameleon. There is a part where it says Peter Parker.
Are they related to Kiki Palmer?
I don't think so.
Bummer. There's also a couple other interesting bundles this week that like CAD printing and stitching and whatnot. Not really anything that I would go into too much detail for, but the Humble Bundle always has really good bundles for most of the things that you might be looking for. Ba-doop. All right, time to geek out for about 2 seconds and explain the title of today's podcast, Casually Messatsu the Shia. So, Monster Hunter Wilds said that they were doing a Street Fighter collab. We now have our Street Fighter collab all ready to go. Cool. And with this collaboration, gives us Akuma. And it actually lets you play as Akuma in game. And I said, okay, your Palico can dress up as plushy Blanca with the derpy face. Cool. For $6, you can have Alma dress up as Chun-Li or Cammy. Cool. Everything else is free. Everything else that's a part of this big old buff is great. They did a few weapon adjustments, changed a few places. They changed weaponry a little bit to how certain creatures acted. Buffed hammer. They said, hey, we know you were having a bit of a hard time with your hammer. We're just going to buff everything. Oh. So now I'm a little bit stronger. They've done some really good adjustments to the bowguns, skills, the support hunters in case you're flying solo, your movement on your secrets. And for some odd reason, they decreased how often the handler moves around freely in the Suja area, which it was an issue, but I wouldn't call it bad. You could just hop into your tent. You don't need her to. Okay. But your
I've always
Palico.
very much been the person that doesn't read the patch notes and then goes and plays the game and go, why the fuck's everything different?
I used to be that way, and I'm glad that I've slowly learned to check the patch notes because I'm like, why am I feeling more powerful, or why do I feel different? And then I would go and read them, but now I read them as they come out. Because Palico's also got a huge buff. Reduce the frequency of Vigor Wasp deliveries after receiving boosts, and also just reduce the frequency of Pure Wasp deliveries. So it was a set amount of time, and as you're doing damage, and if you get hit, your Palico will be like, oh, healing incoming, and dive bomb you with a Vigor Wasp. Cool. So now it's a little bit more better. You can now survive a little bit better. And I feel like it kind of nerfed how the creatures are supposed to, how the monsters are supposed to be. But I mean, if this is your first Monster Hunter game, maybe these buffs are very beneficial to you. But there's the joke right there. Casually, Messatsu, the dragon weapon, and you can 1,000 years of pain a a monster in Monster Hunter. So go and have fun. The event goes until June 16th, I believe.
Maybe we were the monsters all along.
Oh yeah, no. Without spoiling the story, we are the monsters, and I don't give a shit. I'm making them motherfuckers extinct again. But dupe.
Oh, don't forget to check Prime Gaming, everybody. Check your Prime Gaming, check your Epic Games. We didn't do that this week.
Oh no, I didn't. Yeah, let me pull it up on the side thing, and I'll find out. Oh shit.
I more or less am saying it because I only remember to grab my free games because I do it when we do the podcast.
Yeah, I do that when I check the analytics, and then I just kind of drift off, and then I stay over there. Oh hey, Fate is on there. Yeah, wife really likes the Fate game a lot. So if you're a fan of like Diablo clones or games that Diablo kind of took heavy influence from, Fate is a good one. Thief 2, the Metal Age. It's a little bit rough.
We are what? Hold on. What are we? We are. Where's the
We are Venom.
time? We are Venom. We're 10 minutes into the podcast. My watch is already like, dude, you need to stand up.
I'm like, buddy. Also,
Listen.
Legacy of Kain, Blood Omen 2 is on there. Okay. You know, there's a couple okay games in this. And then Gloomhaven and Styx, Master of Shadows, if you happen to be into stealth them out games. Yeah, there's a bunch of good games on that list. If you haven't grabbed them already. Combo Breaker happened over the weekend, and they said that they were gonna announce the new character for Tekken 8. And holy shit, what a character! For those who know, I like Armor King, and as soon as I saw those curled up boots of his, I hopped up out of my chair and I said, I need to re-download Tekken 8 again. So yeah, Armor King is a part of the new season of Tekken 8.
Did I get Tekken 8?
I got it. Yes. I got it through you.
Okay.
So that way we both have it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But Armor King.
Is that the one we got stuck on the fucking fight? I can't think of the fight. There's a fight we got stuck on.
Unsure. I've done most of the challenges on Tekken 8. I'd have to go back.
That was when it first came out. We were at my place, and there was a fight we got stuck on. And it's fine. I don't remember if it was 8 or 7. It would have to be
7 had Akuma, if it was Akuma.
Oh, you know what? It might have been 7.
Yeah, it was 7. 8, however, 8 feels a little bit more weighty. There's a lot more juggling involved. Mechanics aside, Tekken 8 definitely is the more superior. I'm very excited for what they're going to announce in the near future. They say it's either a new challenger or a new collab. So hopefully we get some answers very soon. We'll see in the coming days. Badoop. CD Projekt Red has pushed up a thing that just says Cyberpunk 2 has entered pre-production phase. And I'm like, Cyberpunk 2, give us a year. Give us like what year it's going to be a part of. But
I mean, they're not ready to say that yet.
I mean, I hope it's the year that I think it is. I hope that it's 2085 after a very particular ending of Cyberpunk 2077. I would like to see what V's impact was on 2077. Because they said that in the recent little rumor mills and the talkabouts that have been, they said Night City is going to be the main city, but there's also going to be another place to see on the far side, on the other side of California, they said. So I'm curious on how big this game is going to be. CD Projekt Red definitely hasn't pulled punches on their hard drive space as far as how big these games are going to be.
So since they've started this and they're feeling well enough to be able to say, "Hey, we've started this," can we presume that the Witcher game is all but done?
So they have two teams. They have two teams working on separate projects. So I'm
Yes.
leaning over that maybe The Witcher 4 is maybe 30-40% done, considering they gave us a really good looking trailer while this is entering pre-production, and this is what the second crew is working on because they just buffed up their numbers.
Hmm.
So we'll see. Hopefully, on the 6th of June, we may get a little bit more because that's when the Summer of Gaming and they are set to make an appearance there. We may just get more Witcher stuff. We may get some small bits. Who knows? But doop. Uh, I haven't played Marvel Rivals since I got super bitter at it, but I'm happy to see that they are continuously adding character after character after character. We got Emma Frost less than a month and a half ago, and right now we're getting Ultron popping in and being strange support because he's got really good healing. He's got good getaways. He does decent amount of damage. His ultimate both heals and damages. They're pulling out a lot from the comic books, a lot of new costumes for everybody. They're not doing the Overwatch thing and only picking one person for their who gets a skin today type of thing. Uh, I can really appreciate NetEase and how they are handling this game in particular. Um, I just hope that they don't drop the ball in the near future. I'm curious to like this game is multitudes bigger than Overwatch has ever been. Uh, and he drops May 30th for those who give a dang, but he's making me want to re-download it again, I will admit. But I probably won't.
It's just not my game.
I just get angry. I don't want to be angry.
You salty bitch.
I am a salty bitch. When it comes to 5v5 fighters, I don't want to rely on anyone else cuz I know they're going to let me down. Badoop.
The dangers of League.
All right, well, let's rip this band-aid off. Speaking of Marvel, Cliffhanger Games or Cliffhanger Studios has closed their doors due to EA's pressure. The Black Panther game that was set to be released in 2027 has been canceled. Their assets have been given back to Marvel Games.
Now, this is a different Black Panther game than the one we're getting with crosses Cap and Black Panther
Mhm.
during World War II. But yeah,
I don't know why they're canceling it. Have no idea. Like EA could make hand over fist money to help fund other things if they just did Titanfall 3. It could be a baseline, boring ass story. But if they did Titanfall 3 with a little bit of good multiplayer thrown in, they've got that Apex money. Use a little bit of the Apex, use a little bit of the guys from Respawn, bring them over.
so there's an article by a three-lettered site that we don't always take everything they say to heart. That's talking about the layoff that EA keeps doing. So, in addition to closing Cliffhanger and canceling Black Panther, EA is also laying off some individuals on its mobile and central teams. When asked for the exact number of individuals impacted, EA declined to comment. IGN understands affected waves is less than roughly 300 roles cut last month across
300?
less than the roughly 300 roles that were cut last month
Oh.
across Respawn, EA's fan care teams, but cannot confirm by how much. Quote, the decisions are hard. They affect people we've worked with, learned from, and shared real moments with. We're doing everything we can to support them, including finding opportunities within EA, and we've had success helping people land in their new. As the past rounds of layoffs, EA is endeavoring to place affected individuals in other roles across the company. The company has made placement programs with each round of layoffs and an effort that remains possible despite the constant team cuts, likely due to EA seemingly drastically increasing headcount on other teams at the same time. Per Game Files reporting, EA employed 800 more people as of March of this year than it did the same time 2024.
Okay.
So it's weird. They go, oh, we're gonna hire a shit ton of people, and they go, oh, we're gonna close down one of our studios, and now we need to figure out what we're doing with these people. We're gonna fire a chunk of them and move a chunk over into other spots. I don't know. EA's always been a mess, if you ask me. So I'm not surprised. And I mean, EA has canceled many a game people wanted, so canceling Black Panther doesn't surprise me. Look at the Bounty Hunter game we never got.
Yeah.
So
I don't know what's even on EA's plate right now that they're going to be doing this. All they have that I'm aware of that they're currently working on is Apex, and that's Respawn mostly. But it's like, what are they working on? I guess we'll find out June 6th because they're also on the talk about for summer games. I don't know. Marvel needs to pick their intellectual properties and who's going to get those very carefully. Like when NetEase began to take over mobile gaming, because as we've mentioned before, they kind of hit up Strike Force, wasn't it?
what are you talking about?
Who
What hit
who
the,
took
what hit up Strike Force?
who took over Strike Force?
So Fox Next was the company that owned Strike Force.
Right.
So when Disney bought Fox, they don't want to own game companies, so they sold Fox Next, bought up by the company that Go.
Oh,
What is their name? Tip of my tongue.
Niantic.
No, Niantic's the one that sold Pokemon Go.
Oh, that sold. Oh,
Um, I gotta look it up. I can't think of it. It's like right there.
okay. So I thought it was NetEase that also took over that portion too.
No, well, so yeah, they didn't sell the game. They sold the whole Skullplay.
Yeah.
Scopely. There we go. Yeah, no, they sold the whole company because Disney, from what I've understood and what I've seen, doesn't want to own a gaming company. They just want to license their IPs. And so
that's
it's kind of an open
fair.
market thing. That's one of the reasons why they ended the exclusivity deal. Like the deal came to an end for the exclusives of EA just having Star Wars. And so from what I understand, that's when they went, no, we're not going to renew for another. Just kind of open up to whoever wants to make Star Wars games. Suddenly, EA actually started making good Star Wars games after not doing anything for 10 years. It's funny how when they were the only ones that could make Star Wars, they didn't do shit with it. But when other people can make Star Wars, they pump out 2 fucking really good Star Wars games.
And we're about to get one more. Hmm. Hmm.
No, yeah, it is from them, isn't it? Yeah, it's from the same studio, right? Yeah.
Yeah. But dude. Going over to the crazy side of things, Mimesis? Mimesis. A co-op survival horror game that you need to play with friends because even your friends can act a little strange. Now this game takes
Nemesis.
this game takes a little bit of learning, and not by you, but by an AI source that is learning your mannerisms, your voice, and just overall how you are. And
I get it. It's like Nemesis meets Mimic.
Oh,
Mimesis.
and it will kind of act like you, talk like you.
Who are you?
Quiet you. There we go. So yes, it will mimic you very closely to the best of its ability. During the early playtests, it has mimicked a few individuals, almost one for one, purchased the same items, and very scarily talked someone away from the rest of the group by saying, "Hey, can you come over here a second?" And ooh. Someone in the chat said, how long until this gets hacked by your biometrics? It probably won't take too long, but what I can say is the game premise super scary. I'm kind of here for its development, but I I don't want someone sounding like me walking up behind someone else and doing the confusing thing, and then someone has to make a decision.
You know what's funny is the one bringing that up is Sean, and our friend James had an idea for a game that was something similar, where the game would basically clip your audio and then talk to your friends.
That's a good little screenshot.
Sounds fucking terrifying.
It's great. Not a lot
We
of
also
gaming.
I still have Pong in the chat.
It's great.
I think the oldest one I have an Atari, but it doesn't work. My NES still runs. In fact, I have it hooked up downstairs. Discovered that you cannot play Duck Hunt on an LCD. However, I did learn that player 2 can control the direction of the duck.
Oh yeah. The oldest thing I've got is a PlayStation 2. I don't have anything older. And that's fine. I don't like going beyond it. I like PS1, but I can play PS1 things. So, any other gaming thing this queue?
You've been playing Doom. I finally finished Eternal, so I can go to Dark Ages when I come back from vacation.
Yes, I think you're gonna like it. It's very fun.
Oh, I tried the retro thing on Xbox.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, Pitfall kicked my ass, man.
Oh yeah. No, I did.
I could not get over that
Pitfall.
fucking scorpion.
I did a round of Pitfall, and then I did a round of not Armored Core, Mech Assault. Mech Assault 2.
I didn't do Mech Assault. I did one of the racing ones, and then I did the one that's kind of like a reverse Space Invaders, where you're the ship and you're shooting down at the guns on the ground that are trying to blow you up. Yeah, I kind of played around with them. I did like that they have the challenge. That was kind of a cool little added touch, community challenges.
Yeah, challenges, and then just playing them gets you daily score, and I don't know what the score does.
Yeah.
But,
I have no idea, but they're working with something. It looks interesting.
And they said that they're going to be adding games over it, so if you happen to have your eye already on it, keep your eye on it even closer and see if a game that you like will pop onto it. They said Xbox Originals may even pop on there. I've been playing a lot of stuff on Steam, a lot of demos. I've been looking for like a looter shooter style game because I want a lot of games that make the number go big that turns brain on, you know? And speaking of which, Division 2 just dropped on Game Pass. So for those who haven't played through Division 2, there you go.
I do enjoy the Division games.
Yeah.
A lot of fun with too.
I also enjoy it, and you bought the DLC, I think, and I was crawling through that for a moment.
I do not have all of the DLCs. I think I have one of the DLCs.
The Warlords.
I think I bought the year one thing. Yeah, I think I bought the year one thing, so it gave me access to the special missions, and then the Warlords of New York. Yeah, which I don't think I've actually played Warlords of New York because I have a Dishonored team that I was playing with. Or not Dishonored. Division team I was playing with, and we had all agreed that this game we would stick to playing together because it's the same in group that I played Wildlands with.
Oh.
And so many of us had repeat missions. And we were so out of whack. That yeah, we agreed that we would not go ahead without each other in Division 2. I played Division 1 by myself.
Division 1 was way harder, I feel.
Division 1 is a lot harder, especially solo.
Oh yeah. 2, I have a build where I can just shoot little rockets all over the place and not really give a dang in the world. Do 2-point-something million damage.
I like to do the drone and the turret.
Okay.
Thank you for the follow.
Thank you for the follow. And, just downloaded 2. It's fun. If you haven't want to go through it, I'll be more than happy to follow through.
Yeah, it is. So I think the reason why it's a little easier is because they realize like some people were going to play alone. You know. I like the environment of both games a lot. One being set in New York, 2 being set in DC. There's a novel that is set during the first couple of days of the Green Flu from Division 1. They did it, I think, as an ebook and as an audiobook. It's pretty good. So yeah, I think that's it for gaming though.
It
Oh, go ahead.
boggles my mind that a disease being passed around money and nobody thought to use hand sanitizer.
So if you look at the way it goes down in the story, I do believe it's an altered version of smallpox, and it's put on the cash during Black Friday. So the spread happens all in a.
Right, right, but still, not a single person uses hand
Well, I mean,
sanitizer.
sure, I'm sure there was plenty of people. I mean, it's not like it killed the entire
No, you're
human
right.
race, you know.
It just took out a whole big chunk of it.
It is wild though, going back and playing Division One in a post-COVID, well,
Yeah.
ish, in a we've lived through COVID now world. Because some of the reactions people have, because you find like the phone recordings and that, and you hear people talking about it and not believe it's real, not take the precautions. It's eerie as fuck.
It's almost a mirror.
Kind of, yeah.
Uh, what else? Yeah, as said, I've just downloaded a whole bunch of random demos like Luckland, Luton, Super Tax City. Um, and I played my Grim Dawn for a while because as I said, I just want numbers to go big and that'll turn my brain on.
Drop mask on you, George Washington.
I mean,
That's all I have is dollar bills.
who's on the 20? Hamilton? Andrew?
You act like I've seen something bigger than a Lincoln.
Yeah, I know, right? Give Lincoln a second beard. I guess it's time for shoe news. Oh boy. Legos and Nike come together to make these yellow blocks. Kind of a bummer that I don't think they can be built onto, but I would prefer it if they could have been. Above the swoosh on the back, you have a Lego brick, and then on the sole of the shoe, on the very bottom, you have a Lego brickhead man. Let me go back a little bit. There he is with his silly little smile. Um, it is bright neon yellow. It is unsightly yellow. It is Jackson on the Andrew Jackson. That's it. Yeah.
Okay, well, yeah. Who's on the $100,000?
Obama.
No, it was discontinued well before Obama.
Probably. $150 for
Tweaker Wilson,
$155.
just so you know.
Wilson?
Yeah,
Really? Oh.
yeah.
And these ones are only meant for the kids, so it only has kid sizes. But
Boo.
not a bad collaboration. They do have the box where you can turn it into a giant Lego brick, which is kind of fun.
See, the trick is on the kids that when you wear these, it feels like you're stepping on Legos.
Oh man, that would be no. I'm good. But so going from expensive to even more expensive, let's hop into a Ferrari. Wrapped up in what looks to be carbon fiber and a suede red. These slip-on shoes look like they are both very comfortable, but very expensive because they run for $210 for these. I just brought them up because of the word Ferrari, but yeah, no, I don't think anyone's gonna be spending that much for these very high-ended shoes.
Ferrari people will.
Ferrari people definitely will, especially with the
Jordan
carbon
people
fiber.
will. There's a market for this. I'm telling you, people will buy these. These will sell out,
Okay, I believe it.
and most of them will never be worn.
Oh yeah, no, they're gonna stay in box. Oh yeah. Mm. But you know what won't be staying in box? These pretty good looking yellow Reeboks with a very particular signature on the back.
This looks
Kareem,
like a crayon.
a little bit. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, who was in one of my favorite movies, Game of Death, with Bruce Lee. And so they kind of work together to make a good collaborative shoe where you can see Kareem squaring up on the insole of the shoe. Um, it's a damn fine collaboration, and only for $110. I believe they are going to be a limited edition on August 30th. Yeah, August 30th, and they are going to be a limited edition press. So, they say pre-purchase is needed and necessary, but yeah, he was also in Airplane. I wonder if they would do
Yeah.
a Kareem Abdul-Jabbar airplane Reebok collaboration, it would probably be.
Surely you can't be serious.
I mean, sure. Don't call me Shirley. I would really enjoy to see some comedic shoes. I mean, we're getting a what is it? Drebin police force comeuppance. You know, we might be able to get some comedy shoes in the near future. Hopefully.
Who was it that I was talking to that thought that trailer was fake?
I
I
don't
think it was
know.
Kai.
Oh no, it's real. It's very real. And I'm very excited to watch that movie. That movie looks like it's gonna be a blast. But doop. I have a
Yeah, I'm probably gonna go see that one. Although I was supposed to go see like 5 movies this weekend, and I didn't see a single one because
soon. I have adults that would be wanting to wear these shoes, but sadly, it is only for the big kids.
gotta go fast.
Gotta go fast. Sonic the Hedgehog classic clogs. They are black with the blue blur ripped and wrapped all over it. As said, there are friends of mine who would wear these shoes, probably more than likely, because they are huge fans of Sonic. And for only what is it, $60 for the kid size? I'm sure $70 for the adult size. They would probably pay it too, with little gibbets of Sonic, the rings, the old school logo, Tails, a Chow from the Chow Garden. You know, I, hey, look, Quincy, some gibbets of Spider-Man.
I'm good. No thanks.
Look at them.
Zero.
Oh, look, they're great. They're fantastic. They're only
0 out of
$14. Aww. But dupe. Sadly, this shirt is out of stock. Over at the Culture Kings website, they were holding a good collaboration with Doom. A few shirts, a jacket, but this shirt, really nice looking. Today I feel, and it has all of the little faces of Doom Guy from the 1993 classic. And on the back it has the cover of Doom. And I was like, oh man, this shirt actually looks really nice. $39? That's not bad. Sold out. All sizes. In 36 hours, they sold out. And I said, holy shit.
I mean, it is a pretty cool shirt.
It is a pretty cool shirt.
You know what's hilarious is there was just a Doom the Dark Ages trailer.
Oh really? Oh yeah,
like an
that
ad
drinking.
on the for the ad break on the stream.
Yeah, hopefully it'll be over in less than 40 seconds because the next,
Yeah,
you know, they of course have some other various collaborations such as Batman Arkham Knight and a South Park one. They had some other new ones pop up. None that were as cool as this one. They have a couple covers of Silver Surfer, Deadpool, a mix of comic books. None that really spoke to me. They of course have the throwback WWE shirts. Those ones are cool, but yeah, I don't know, just didn't quite hit right. However, over at the Bethesda Gear Store, this one's a big one. Doom the Bark Ages, where it's a cute little corgi dressed up as Doomslayer from the Dark Ages. $35. It looks like a really nice shirt. However, this has a caveat. This is a pre-order item, and it will make 1-for-1 every single shirt that's going to be shipped out. And all of the net proceeds will be divided equally between the Nebraska Humane Society, the Seattle Humane Society, and the Montgomery County Humane Society to help out the dogs. So, and I believe the pre-orders stop June 11th, 2025. So if you happen to really like Doom the Dark Ages like I do, this might be a good investment. Definitely a really cute looking shirt and a really good purpose that you can also donate straight to them if you happen to want to. They also have a Doom the Dark Ages wearable replica helmet and some patches that is also on pre-order, but does not help out charity. But if you happen to want that really cool helmet, who doggy, that's a really cool helmet. $175 for that. But dude,
It's a beautiful, and 175 for that's not bad.
not too bad, and it's wearable, which means it doesn't
What's
smell
the
like.
what's the other thing that comes with it? The little blue thing?
The blue thing is the blue key card.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, no, that's pretty good.
Yeah, blue key card. And I think there was like one more thing of the Doom anthology also dropped down where you get a live replica of I can't remember that weapon's name, but you get keys for Doom, Doom 2, Doom 64, Doom 3, Doom 2016, and Doom Eternal the Deluxe Edition for $70. And you get to
I mean, I own all these games so many times over. I do
Same.
need the DLCs for Eternal though.
I'm a beef.
The Ancient Gods or whatever it is.
Yeah, the old gods. Yeah, I mean, it's fun, but I wouldn't call it story. But yeah, it's fun. Doom 3, on the other hand, it's the weakest
Oh,
of
I
the
own Doom
bunch.
3 multiple. I own Doom 3 multiple times over. You know what's funny is I bought Doom 1 and 2 Xbox 360 era.
Yeah.
And then went and bought the BFG edition of Doom 3 like a week later, not realizing it came with copies of Doom 1 and 2.
Yep. And then if you play Doom 2016, if you enter a name at a kiosk, it gives you access to Doom 1 that you can play in-game, but it also gives you access when you enter a name for Doom 2, which is also
You just
very
go up
large.
into the rafters area in Wolfenstein. You can play Wolfenstein.
Yeah. And in Old Blood, you can just play it at the safe house. Oh, no, not original Wolfenstein. I think it's Spear of Destiny that you can play. But even still, a Wolfenstein game. It is fucking huge nerds. And I'm mad that John Carmack quit. But dupe. We watched a trailer, and we don't really know how we feel about it.
No, I mean I feel fine with that. Let me be clear. I
Okay.
have nothing against this. I was thrown off by the performance.
Same. But that,
I
was like,
will watch this. This looks fun.
it does look fun, but there's a few deliveries that were a little Keanu Reeves, Seth Rogen, Aziz Ansari, and Keke Palmer are in another Angel-ish style movie, Good Fortune. I would have preferred Constantine 2, but here we are.
Well, I mean they're doing Constantine too, so
Do we have like full confirmation on that?
yeah, Keanu's doing it. Yeah.
Yeah, fuck this movie. Give me Constantine 2. But on a more serious note, this movie does look very fun. Very Harold and Kumar, but with a little bit of dogma thrown in, if that makes sense. It does look fun. I want to see more. I want to see a much more extended trailer from this, just so I can get a full grasp of what the end goal for the characters are. Because
I mean, I think I gathered it. So it's written and directed by Aziz also. I mean, basically an angel that wants to do more than what he's doing. He's basically, a like simple guardian angel. He's, keeping people from hitting people while they're texting and driving and whatnot. But he wants to be more than that. So he wants to like actually affect someone's life.
okay.
But positive.
Okay. Then this could be definitely a big fun. It definitely seems like it's more adult oriented.
Mm-hmm.
So not one you would probably bring a kid to.
Probably not.
But dupe. Yet another one you might order.
Let me see. Do we have a rating on this?
There probably are.
I would assume. I just realized I don't know where to put the rating anymore. Like that used to be like front and center.
That used to be.
I think I didn't see it on IMDb. I'm gonna go with it's probably not rated yet.
Oh, too early? Because it drops October 12th.
It comes out in October, yeah. Might be one of those ones where they're just kind of going, the trailer people when you realize you can take children to it.
Mm-mm. Hopefully not. And speaking of unrated, The Toxic Avenger Unrated is dropping in theaters August 29th, 2025, and even the trailer is a little scary to show, sadly. Yeah. It is definitely red band, a lot of blood, a lot of cursing. Elijah Wood looks a little cracked out in it, but in a good way, as one does.
And Peter Dinklage looks a little mutated.
Looks a little toxic. Yeah, yeah. I I haven't seen the original Toxic Avenger in a very long time. I might need to rewatch it just so I can get prepared for this. This looks fun. It looks very wacky, very zany. Um, you know, I, I might check it out. And speaking of which, if you happen to have a thick stomach, check out the trailer for this. A lot of
I
beard
mean,
ripping.
it's Toxic Avenger.
It's
It's trauma. It's uh, trauma. Trauma. I can't. My
trauma.
brain's not working. Yeah,
Trauma.
I was right the first time. Yeah,
Yes, and
I am
trauma
tired.
is it's
So
okay.
yeah, yeah. If you've never watched anything like this, I don't think you're from
Ooh, no. If you've
trauma.
seen
Yeah.
if you've seen Terrifier, you're probably in the right area for Toxic
Okay.
Avenger.
So here's the thing.
Hmm.
Trauma films tend to be gross.
Gross.
Terrifier is just bloody
Gorehound.
guts.
Yeah, Gorehound.
Yeah, Gorehound. I also don't like Terrifier. Um,
Mm.
yeah. The other thing to understand is that these movies were always meant to call shit out.
Mm. Yeah. I mean, even
I
the
mean,
card
they're
the
written by a guy that dropped out of Yale because he realized he wasn't going to make a difference that way.
and I saw a couple episodes of the 6 episode cartoon series. Eh,
He
yeah,
talks about that, where like Lloyd Kaufman talks about that, where they're like, "Yeah, we want to make Toxic Avenger into a cartoon."
I
You guys
don't
actually watched my fucking movie?
I don't know about all that.
Oh, I mean, if you're writing the check, all right.
Hey, fuck it. I'll write it. But dupe. The main trio has been cast for the Harry Potter TV series, and I was
Boo.
boo, but
Boo.
also who asked?
I Warner Brothers beating a dead horse at this point.
Probably more than likely. Like, don't get me wrong, the game looked like it did really
I
well.
got nothing against these kids, but like,
Uh,
I
you could do
didn't play through.
better. You could do better.
Well, you
You
got John
could.
Lithgow going through and deciding he's going to play Dumbledore for some reason. You got Nick Frost saying he's going to play Hagrid.
I I mean, I'm kind of curious on how that'll look. Like, not gonna lie.
I will not watch it.
I will also not be watching it. To anyone who gives a dang, Dominic McLaughlin as Harry Potter, Arabella Stanton as Hermione Granger, and Alastair Stout as Ron Weasley. Kids look like they'll match the roles fine, but yeah, no, I'm gonna miss me with it. But dupe. Uh, Thanks to Entertainment Weekly, they had a few stills from Eyes of Wakanda, a 4-part animated anthology series following warriors of Wakandan ancestry going out and finding vibranium artifacts that were made to go against them. I'm not gonna lie or sugarcoat it. This shit looks fucking great. Like having the cancelization of the Black Panther game, super bummer. I expect this to come out. If this doesn't come out, I have no faith in Marvel treating Black Panther right, and that I want them to treat Black Panther
It's
right.
very interesting art style. It's almost watercolor.
I like their backgrounding. When in the first image I showed, it had like this like clash of just like washed out color in the back, and then everything brought out depth of focus, I guess you can call it. But yeah, I'm very excited, and I believe this will come out in October. Let me look at the thing. More news in October, so not necessarily a date yet, but hopefully we'll get a little bit more soon. But dupe. Speaking of Disney being a little petty, they pushed back the date for Avengers Doomsday from October to December 17th, the same day that Dune Messiah is set to release.
Now here's my thing. Is it them being petty? Because, like, it's so far out. Dates change all the time. What's the date on that?
Originally, it was supposed to be October of this year.
Well, no, it wasn't.
Oh, no?
This year? There's no way.
It was pushed back.
Yeah, but it wasn't going to be this year.
Hang on. Let's click this link and move it over here real quick.
See, I'm seeing December
Oh no,
18th,
you're right. 2026. I'm
2026.
sorry, 2026.
Yeah.
You're right. I'm sorry. The Fantastic Four was stay the. You're right. You're right. 600% correct. And then Secret Wars is December 20th, 2027. Yeah, they bumped that one to December as well.
Yeah. So Avengers Doomsday is scheduled to release December 18th, 2026. Secret Wars, December 17th, 2027. Yeah. Okay.
My bad. I had my notes all
No,
jumbled.
you're fine.
But even still, having them push it to be the same day as Dune Messiah. eh, eh.
I'm curious if it'll actually stay that date.
We don't even have a trailer for it yet, so
I'm
hard
curious
to even know.
that they're even releasing it that early in December because I feel like why are you doing a December release if you're not trying to get Christmas views?
I would personally try and go just before, which these guys kind of are. What is it, 17th? When did it say?
The 16th.
16th? That's not too bad. You can get the early rush and then the Christmas thereafter.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, it's only 9 days later.
Yeah. But even still, I still think that's Disney trying to take a punch at Dune for no reason. I would. I
have nothing
haven't
against Dune. I mean, the fans tend to be a little much, but Dune itself, I have nothing against.
I also am not against Dune. It's just
The book series is too much. I can't take that on.
it's 15 books now, and they're tomes.
I feel like it's more than that. Is it really only 15?
Well, from the mainstay books, there's the side stories too.
Yeah, well, and then there's all so like you had the original author, and then yeah, there were 6 books in the original run.
Yes.
Right,
Yes.
and then the son took over because it was
But they're fucking tomes. They're
Frank.
like how many pages? How many pages is the first book?
Let's see. I got it right here. That is the board game. That is not a book. I don't know.
604 pages.
Okay, there you go.
The unabridged compilations have been 800 and 900. 500. Right. Oh god.
Here you go. The series in order in universe chronology. Chronology, yeah. Sandworms of Dune, okay. Dune Treasure in the Sand, Hunters of Dune, Dune Sea Child, Chapter House Dune, Heretics of Dune, God Empire, Emperor of Dune, Children of Dune, The Winds of Dune, Part 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, Dune Messiah, The Road to Dune, The Winds of Dune, Part 4, Paul of Dune, 1, 3, 4, and 7.
What? Wait.
Yeah.
Wait.
There
so
are parts.
1, 3, 4, 5, 7?
1, 3, 5, and 7. Those parts happen before the other parts later on happen.
Oh.
Dune, which is book 3, The Prophet. Dune, The Waters of Conley. Dune, which is book 2. Mata Deeb. Dune, A Whisper of Called Seas. Dune, Blood of the whatever. And that is halfway through.
Okay. And then Dune Fury Road. Sure. Okay. Yeah, no. Dune is a lot. And there's
another 26 entries after that.
And there's a Dune fan in the chat. Original 6 are the only good ones. I believe you. It's still a lot.
Well, that's the general consensus because a lot of people don't like the way the son continued the series. So,
okay, that's fine and fair. I will watch the new Dune movie. It's on Max right now. I have it on my watch list. I did say I was going to watch it probably last weekend.
I watched the David. I watched the David one with McLaughlin when I was a kid, and that's the only Dune I've ever bothered to watch.
I remember catching bits and pieces of it on HBO, I think. Like, it was on there at a time, and I was a stupid poo-poo baby and watched it. I digress. But dupe. Okay, so last week I talked about the Street Fighter movie, and now we got confirmation of who's being who. Andrew Koji of The Warrior is going to be Ryu, as I called, and Noah Centineo is going to be Ken. The weird outlier was Jason Momoa, who I was like, who's Jason Momoa going to be? No, he's going to be fucking Blanca. And I said,
Carlos.
Carlos. But I said, sure, fine. So we got Roman Reigns doing Roman Reigns.
I feel like that joke is for 3 people and we're 2 of them.
Probably more likely, yes. I'm curious on who all the other characters are. I hope Zangief pops up in this Street Fighter movie. I hope it doesn't circle around just 5 people and that's it. I don't want it to be like Dragon Ball Z Evolution and how it only cycled around 4 people. That's it. I want characters. I want character building. I want a good movie. I want good fighting. That's what kind of Street Fighter kind of was based around. And hopefully we don't get the Street Fighter 1994 movie, 1992, 1994 movie with one of the greatest Bisons I think we would ever get, but having
Julia was amazing.
Oh, and Jean-Claude Van Damme as Guile.
Jean-Claude Van Damme out there being Jean-Claude Van Damme.
That's fair, but an all-American American, he kind of isn't. I don't know.
He's Belgium.
He's Belgium. But to play Guile, I don't know. He also didn't have the hair for it.
Or is it Belgian? He's from Belgium. He's Belgian.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like the waffles. But dude. A strange turn of event for A24. A live-action Elden Ring movie is in the works at A24. Alex Garland is set to write and direct. Now,
does A24 have enough money for that?
I don't know, but I have kind of faith in this project. Alex Garland has tweeted and done a few AMAs and said, I am on New Game Plus 6. I've absorbed the lore. I've listened to people. I've actually talked with a couple of my friends about how this could possibly go. I kind of have faith in this. For those who don't know who Alex Garland is, 28 Days Later, Civil War that came out in 2024. Dread that came out in 2012.
Dread is amazing.
Yeah, Dread was pretty good. I like that one. Sure, it will never be I am the law. But, not too bad.
No, it said it was comic accurate.
True. I respect Alex Garland as a writer / director-ish. I hope that he doesn't confuddle this. I would like to see a trailer. I haven't heard any big names in the acting sequences yet. No one playing the foul tarnished yet. Soon we'll hopefully see a name or two.
I feel like it's very early on that.
True.
I'm honestly surprised you want to talk about this because you're very much the if we don't have a trailer, I don't want to talk. Normally,
it's the fact that it's so obscure that hearing about it made me kind of take a step back and be like, why? And then when I heard Alex Garland and the fact that he is so passionate about it, I was like, but you're right. I do like seeing trailers before talking about it. And same thing with Street Fighter. I wanted to see a trailer, but hearing Jason Momoa in it was like, I guess. But dupe. Yeah. And speaking of not having a trailer, but I don't think it would be very entertaining, a Death Stranding anime is in the works. And Quincy made his comment beforehand, and do you want to make it again?
It's just gonna be a movie of a guy delivering shit.
That's pretty much, yeah. It apparently gets better after the first 4 deliveries in-game, but nobody really gets that far in the game. Hideo Kojima is set to write
it's an Uber driver with his baby.
The baby. The baby that has mind control abilities and weather prediction. I don't remember the whole story behind Death Stranding. It's not. Death Stranding 2 is already on the way, so with this anime, it should catch people up who didn't get through the game. I own this game 4 times over. I still haven't even started on it. I'll probably get through it somewhen down the
I
line.
started it.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's a lot of walking
I got
and
to,
climbing.
and trying not to piss your pants. Yeah.
Well, I mean, you can just kind of pee anywhere, and it grows mushrooms for some reason.
He eats the bio plants.
It's a game.
It's a game. Thanks, Hideo Kojima. But dupe. I usually don't talk wrestling, but I'm gonna talk a little bit bad about wrestling right now. WWE more specifically. I watched Saturday Night Main Event expecting good wrestling because, they had some pretty okay things on the card. I have never wanted to fall asleep during wrestling in my entire life. Skip ahead a day, and then we have AEW Double or Nothing. And I only got the highlights for that because that's a pay-per-view. But the highlights I saw, holy shit, I was like, I would have spent $60 on that. They had a bunch of nerds getting in the ring and doing actual, honest-to-God wrestling.
So what's with the Predator here? Why are we looking at the Predator?
That's Swerve. That's
Okay,
Swerve.
but why are we looking at the Predator?
He
You
came.
just decided he was going to be the Predator?
He came out in that gear, red laser lights pointing all over the place.
That's interesting, considering the Predator franchise is owned by Disney. Warner.
Yeah, sure. What's his name? Ricochet came out in Naruto Uchiha gear.
Yeah, but that's not owned by Disney.
I know, but I'm just saying they're paying homage in these bits and bobs. I don't think they're
Because if I remember correctly,
Mhm.
I do believe Jade got in trouble for doing She-Hulk.
Did she? Oh, well, she
I
didn't get in
wanna
trouble for
say
doing
she did.
Storm.
Well, she did She-Hulk and Storm like almost back to back, and then after that, when she was asking who she should do next, and people were suggesting a bunch of different Marvel people, she was like, "No, I've been told to stick to DC or something like that." I could be wrong.
Oh.
That's what I remember. That was years ago.
Well, and now she's in WWE, so she can do whatever the fuck she wants over there, anyways.
Yeah.
And speaking of which, she's not even doing well over there either.
Well, it's WWE.
Yeah. And then during the NXT show, on that same day that Double or Nothing popped up, I watched a few of the highlights from that. It looked like fine matches. Ethan Page is doing fine over at WWE. I'm proud of him for finally getting some gold after a short time. And then Monday Night Raw, God, their storytelling is just so obscure. But enough of that. I'm done hating on WWE. AEW is doing really good. I'm proud of them. And Tony Khan even had mentioned during a conference after Double or Nothing that how do you take to the opposition having all of these scheduling conflicts with their shows? And Tony Khan said it right, and I'm actually kind of proud of the way he said it. He said, I'm just going to keep running my shows. If people want to watch
that's
good
what you gotta
wrestling,
do.
yeah, if people want to watch good wrestling, they'll watch good wrestling. It always falls like this.
It's not there to run other people's businesses.
Yeah, and speaking of other business, Vince is planning on hopefully taking back the WWE name from the TKO.
Do you say hopefully, meaning that you're hopeful for that? Or are you saying hopefully that he's hoping for that? Because I don't think Vince should be allowed to run anything after all the shit he's.
I also don't think he should, and the hopefully is against.
Okay.
Yeah, I hope he does not acquire it from the TKO.
We'll see. I mean, I don't think that it's being now, but
no,
Vince has definitely been a questionable individual. So
it has.
All right, what's next on the docket before we get too far into trashing WWE?
That's fair. But however, it is a WWE alumni. Jim Ross was diagnosed with colon cancer as of last week, and he underwent his surgery yesterday. And today he is now on the road to rehabilitation. The surgery was a success.
That man.
Oh man. That man apparently makes a really goddamn good barbecue, and I still have yet to try it.
I've never had it.
Yeah. But I'm proud of him in every way, shape, and form. From his transition from WWE over to AEW, his callouts in AEW. It was like I never left wrestling. He is a fantastic commentator, a fantastic individual. He's had Stone Cold Steve Austin call him for 45 minutes just to conversate and ask if he needed anything. He is a treasure, and he is to be treasured. Yes. Ba-doop. Just want to talk about a Street Fighter 2 figure because of all the inclusions that this wonderful box actually has. The box itself looks like an arcade cabinet, but on the inside it has Dalsim, the man from India that has extendable arms and legs, and they are included in the box with the figure. And I just wanted to make a mention of that. That usually the figures don't include all of the abilities. Jada Toys seems to do really well with the Street Fighter set, considering the Ryu has a nice Hadouken that he can throw, and the Ken has a good Shoryu with a nice little flaming fist that can be placed on. Just wanted to make mention that these figures are well taken care of. $18.80 on Amazon. Badoop. Heading over to Loungefly, that I very recently learned was bought by Funko, and my stupid ass was like, I thought it was Disney. I didn't quite catch on, but
I didn't know that they were bought by Funko.
Yeah. They got their little fan thing up in the corner, and up in the top left is Funko. And then I did a little research while we were starting up, and I said, okay. They've got bags upon bags of very interesting quality, such as a Knuckles holding the Grand Emerald glitter backpack. Further down, you got a nice Sonic, Tails, and Dr. Robotnik style one. Further down, you got all of the Teletubbies. A Viewmaster, which I boggled my tiny little mind on. And Magic 8 Ball bag. And then these really nice looking Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle ones that you showed me. And I said, oh, hey, cute. There's some Scooby-Doo ones. And Loungefly seems to really be doubling down on good overall bag sets. Because these Lilo and Stitch ones are also really good. Well, mostly Stitch. But these are also really nice looking. And I could go on and on and on, but damn, do they know how to do characters very well. I really appreciate that. They range anywhere between $40 for the wallet-sized ones all the way up to $100 for the bigger, better backpacks. These are
really
adorable.
quick. I was looking at this. So yeah, they acquired Loungefly in 2017, which I didn't know.
Oh.
But did you know that the first thing they were tasked with was making a bobblehead of Bob's Big Boy?
No, I didn't. But that makes sense. These are adorable, Q. Thank you for showing me these.
Wait, am I remembering it wrong? No, it's Bob's, right? Yeah, it's Bob's.
Bob's Big Boy? The burger place? Yeah.
Yeah, no, yeah. I was just making sure I remember correctly that it was called Bob's, not just Big Boy.
Gotcha. Godzilla, and these figures are super adorable. They look to only be maybe 3 inches tall, but goddamn, they are adorable. Godzilla 89, Mecha Godzilla from 1993, and Godzilla -1. Yeah, they're adorable. They also have a nice giveaway through official FYE. If you happen to want to gather up one of these, you just like the post, follow the individuals of official FYE and Super 7, and then tag a person in the comments. You have a chance to win these, and it's a full set.
I do like FYE. They just closed the one, the first one I got to go to.
Oh yeah,
sadly. We don't have any out here, but the first one I got to go to in Cali. But it is a fun store.
And they're also promoting Steel Ball Run. So if you happen to want to grab your manga of Steel Ball Run before the anime pops out later on this year, that would be a good time to start it up. It's very odd. Oh, it's buy one, get one half off. Whoa. Badoop. Haha. I can't. I used to be able to do the laugh fine. But Pee Wee Herman.
I mean, it was pretty close. I could hear the makings of it in there.
Sadly, not as high pitched as the Mark Rubin, Paul Rubin. Pee Wee Herman Ultimate Action Figure. NECA does a very good job at doing articulation for humanoid bodies.
NECA makes amazing figures.
Oh yes, and definitely got Paul Rubin's likeness in most of these. It comes with a couple of the secret phrases such as Ultimate and NECA. It the box itself is also just a really old school retro throwback that you wouldn't want to pull it out of that box, honestly. It's sadly no pricing, I don't think, but let me see if I can. Can I do this? Let's just
Fun
go.
fact, did you know that the Pee-wee's Playhouse theme song...
Oh, you cut out. What was that?
I said, fun fact, did you know that the Pee-wee's Playhouse theme song is sung by Cyndi Lauper?
No, I didn't.
Mm-hmm.
Well, wait, did she do her actual voice, or was it like tuned up? Because if I recall,
she altered it a little bit because from what I've heard is her record label wasn't going to allow it.
Oh,
so she tried to be just different enough to not get in trouble with the record label.
There's some monster movie, Universal Monsters Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles collaboration.
Yeah, that's nice.
But where? Okay,
we've seen those before. No, those aren't new. There wasn't like a pre-order link on that Instagram post?
Negative Ghost Rider.
It
just had hashes, and it's available now at this. But it's fine. I found it. Okay. $35 doll hairs, which isn't too bad. There we go, and better pictures. But who is the character that's with him? Terry the Pterodactyl? Yeah. Terry the Pterodactyl. I remember.
Apparently they did a different one a while back. It's completely sold out, but they apparently did a different figure, just him, Pterodactyl, in a pose for $15.
Interesting.
Sorry.
So they also do blind boxes. $129 gets you $400 worth of collectibles, but you don't know what you're gonna get. But I would trust NECA with that kind of cash on a random box, I think. Yeah. Badu. Going over to the an interesting collaboration. Thierry Lasry sunglasses, a pretty high-ended sunglasses manufacturer, partnered with Arizona Iced Tea to make a pretty good-looking collaboration. Of course, you got to go for the teal ones that look like the original green tea with the nice pink lenses. But $100 for them, that's a little bit heavy, but still very nice looking. Further down, you have their glasses bag that definitely gives the Arizona look with the teal-ish with black checkerboard and Arizona Thierry Lasry. And then if you flip it over, it kind of looks like the pink and green. What is it? Lemon. The lemon flavor of it.
Yeah.
It's a nice looking thing, but as I said, $100 is a little bit much, but an interesting collaboration that you showed me.
Yeah, it's a choice.
It is definitely a choice. And I believe that is all that we have for today. Yes, that is everything we have for today. Anything else you got, Q?
I got nothing, man.
Alrighty.
I'm hungry, if you want to count that as news.
Yeah, I'm also a little bit peckish. I can go for food. Let me take a drink real quick and then talk about Zenny's new Eco Blooms, because I once talked about their renew, reuse, recycle glasses. This is taking over for that. With their Eco Blooms, it's their eco-friendly glasses that are effortlessly sustainable using recycled plastic, recycled metal, and a bio-based acetate that uses plant-based sources to grow the resins that make those glasses.
I think it's acetate.
Acetate? I know how to
I
spell
don't know.
words.
I just want to say ass.
That's fair. The acetate. But if you buy one of these, it also comes in a really nice reusable recycled paper box that you can keep them in, or even if you dispose of them in a natural way, it'll still be recycled and reused later on. Sadly, no, it's no longer buy 2 frames, get free shipping. Now it is purchase $89, get free standard shipping. Purchase $129, get express shipping. Nothing too big on the sales, but use the link down in the descriptor to get, I believe, 5% off of the sale. I think that's still in action. With the tariffs and how things are, but even still, very affordable glasses are still there. They are still pushing their IQ, which helps reduce lights from all sources naturally and a little bit more better. And transitions. We'll also talk about really quickly HelloFresh, the one easy subscription-based product that gets you 10 free meals and 1 free add-on for a very... Hang on. Someone messaged me and I had to ban someone. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
There we go. Sorry about that. Quick and easy meals, and even if you only want to get the microwavable ones, they have keto, calorie smart, fiber smart, special family menus in case you're cooking for a whole family, as well as it even says dessert on the new Brogue.
I'm telling you, man, their desserts are pretty good when I tried them.
Yeah, so yeah, okay. They're even offering free desserts if you do them now. Cool. So yeah, use the link down in the description or use the code that's right above it if you want to enjoy some free meals. Check out good old Humble Bundle if you happen to want to grab some games for inexpensive, some good fighting games, beat 'em ups. And Hero Forge if you happen to want some figures. Sadly, still no good deals there, but they are trying to promote gift cards. And at the end of days, at the end of weeks, at the end of months, at the end of years, please love one another. It's free to do. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone.
Just give it a button.